It's a classic scenario that many find confusing. One moment she's all smiles and conversation, the next she treats you like a stranger. It's a whirlwind of emotions, and it's easy to feel like you're just a pawn in her intricate game. However, let's approach this with stoicism. This video isn't just about deciphering her mind games. It's about cultivating your inner strength to remain unaffected by the chaos outside. We'll walk you through understanding why she might be playing hard to get and how you can respond in a way that maintains your dignity and maybe even shifts the power balance. Stoicism isn't about suppressing your emotions. It's about understanding what you can control your actions and your attitude. By developing a stoic attitude, you'll be able to let go of your immediate feelings of perplexity and annoyance and concentrate on doing concrete actions that are consistent with your integrity and ideals. Stay tuned as we discuss useful coping mechanisms for this circumstance. Also, don't overreact if you find this information helpful. Subscribe and click the bell icon to receive more insights on how to transform life's setbacks into victories. When dealing with a woman who is playing hard to get, many men make this mistake. They continue to pursue her despite knowing that rejection should be their cue to back off, thinking that their desperation might somehow make things better. This is a completely misguided way of thinking, and the only thing you gain by pursuing her further is a loss of respect, not just from her, but also from your peers. This damage can make future romantic prospects nearly impossible. Remember, no matter how much you've invested emotionally, she owes you nothing. You should have taken this into consideration before investing in her. Treat her flirtation as a serious engagement. People frequently flirt without deeper intentions. It's difficult, particularly if you paid a lot of money for her, but remember that she isn't devoted to you. Applying Stoic principles can give you the courage and clarity you need in these circumstances. Marcus Aurelius famously remarked that you control your thoughts, not external circumstances. Recognize this, and you'll find strength to focus on managing your response rather than overreacting to her playing hard. Recognize that although you can't control her acts, you can control how you respond to them. Think back on your actions and remind yourself that true value comes from within, not from the validation of others. If a woman is genuinely interested in you and you've been on several dates with her, she will appreciate your cool, collected response. Alternatively, if she starts acting distant or acting like she's playing hard to get, take a step back, reflect on your actions, and remind yourself that women frequently push boundaries, so responding calmly can show maturity and confidence. However, if she keeps playing games, your stoic attitude will help you move on without feeling guilty or angry, because you'll be able to look back and realize that you handled the situation with grace and self-respect. So, don't overreact when a woman plays hard to get. By adhering to Stoic principles, you can regulate your responses. Keep your composure and concentrate on what matters most to you: health and development. This strategy safeguards your dignity while also increasing your appeal to people who respect self-assurance and self-control. Number 2. When she's playing hard to get, don't settle for merely being her friend. It's important to remember the Stoic idea of recognizing your worth and upholding your dignity. You don't have to become her confidant or enter the friend zone. It doesn't mean you have to be icy or cruel. Rather, it just means you don't have to play this part if it doesn't fit with your objectives and principles. Your goal isn't to be someone she can cry or rely on. Put your attention on upholding your own moral principles and dignity. Never let her minimize or take advantage of you. Consider the following scenario. You've expressed your feelings to her, but she still dates other people while you're in her social circle. Do you really want to be just friends while she dates other people, or do you want to be left in the dark without her taking your feelings into consideration? This circumstance may cause you to feel upset and envious, which may cause you to do things you'll later regret. The Stoic philosopher Epicurus reminds us that wealth isn't about having a lot of stuff. Rather, it's about having few desires. Use this insight in your interpersonal interactions. Don't accept anything less than what you deserve and what you deserve. By putting your inner strength first and establishing boundaries, you can protect your dignity and prevent needless emotional suffering. Setting boundaries is essential. You don't have to completely cut her out of your life, but you do need to put some distance between you and her in order to protect your own well-being. This act of self-respect can frequently result in her realizing how valuable you are, but more importantly, it prevents you from compromising your values and self-worth by remaining true to who you are and refusing to settle for a friendship that doesn't meet your needs. In doing so, you uphold the Stoic teaching of living in harmony with nature. Imagine you're interested in a lady who you know is fun to be around, but isn't ready to commit. You've had meaningful conversations, shared giggles, and developed a bond, but she still sees other men rather than hanging back and maybe changing her mind. Establish your limits and gently let her know that, although you appreciate their relationship, you are looking for a deeper connection, and that you cannot continue if she doesn't have the same goals. This is a declaration of your beliefs and self-respect, not an order. This action not only protects your self-esteem, but also projects confidence and self-worth traits that are attractive and commendable. Remember, it's better to walk alone in dignity than to compromise your principles for the sake of someone else. You also free yourself from the emotional roller coaster of unreciprocated feelings and set a standard for how you wish to be treated. Stay firm, establish boundaries, and remain focused on what really matters, your own development and self-respect. By living by these Stoic ideals, you may manage relationships wisely and preserve inner serenity. Thirdly, broaden your horizons in keeping with Stoic philosophy. It's critical to understand that if a lady is acting clingy, your pleasure and peace of mind shouldn't depend on other people's approval. We should concentrate on what we can manage and let go of what we cannot, according to Stoicism, even though she is sending confusing messages and causing needless mental anguish. As Marcus Aurelius sagely observed, the quality of your ideas determines the happiness of your life, so instead of letting her apathy overwhelm you, focus your attention on increasing your possibilities. Think about this. When you're around her, make sure she's aware of these opportunities. If she's not genuinely interested, don't waste your precious time and mental energy. Instead, start dating other women to create diverse opportunities for yourself. This strategy not only broadens your social circle, but also helps you maintain a fulfilling and balanced life. Converse with other females. Express your curiosity and let her know you have a whole life to live. This is in line with the Stoic principle of concentrating on your behavior and attitudes rather than letting other people influence you. For instance, let's say you're at a social gathering with her. Instead of spending your time looking for her approval or hovering around her, spend your time interacting with other people, especially women who express interest in you. By doing this, you're not only proving to her that your world doesn't revolve around her rejection, but you're also embracing the Stoic belief in independence and resilience. It doesn't define your prospects or your worth to date other ladies, because there are many lovely women who would love to date you. You demonstrate that you have plenty of choices. Strengthening your independence and self-assurance, thus develop an unbreakable mind by widening your horizons and refusing to let her rejection control your behavior or sense of self. Concentrating on what you can control and letting go of what you cannot will help you change your perspective from her lack of interest to your prospective opportunities. Interact with females. Fourth, embrace new experiences, and show her how rich and complete your life is. This strategy not only complies with Stoic wisdom, but also boosts your beauty and self-esteem. When she's trying too hard, restrict her options and use the Stoic wisdom of doing so. By removing all of your alternatives for her straight away, you put an end to her mind games and follow the Stoic principle of controlling what you can and accepting what you cannot. How do you stop giving her choices? By making clear plans. Many guys are unsure of themselves, just going along and saying whatever comes to mind. This gives women the opportunity to make excuses and take control of the conversation. When she does so, she takes control over you, and you should instead make definite arrangements. Decide on a specific day, time, and place. Being decisive allows you to take charge of the situation and exhibit your confidence. For instance, rather than saying, "Let's hang out sometime," say, "Let's meet for coffee at 3 p.m. on Saturday at the downtown cafe." This removes any possibility of confusion and demonstrates your respect for both her and your time. Another example is to reply, "Let me know a time that works for you, otherwise I'll assume you're not interested," if she replies she's busy. This approach clearly sets expectations and boundaries. Epicus, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." This quote serves as a helpful reminder to focus on what we can control in this situation. You can control your actions and decisions, but not her behavior or responses. If she keeps acting aloof, ask her about her plans or the future of your relationship. If she dodges questions or gives an excuse to leave, don't bother chasing after her or pleading for her attention. Instead, give her a call rather than text her to find out if she's genuinely interested or just playing games. Following the Stoic discipline of narrowing her choices and concentrating on what really important is about standing up for your own principles and values. In this instance, it means appreciating your value and refusing to settle for less when you establish clear goals and create definite plans. This is a practical implementation of the Stoic principle of living in harmony with nature. This approach not only makes you more attractive, but also more resilient in the face of potential rejection or uncertainty. The next time she's playing hard to get, remember the wisdom of the Stoics: limit her choices. You also practice the Stoic idea of apathy, or emotional equanimity. You're not swayed by her games or indecisiveness. Instead, you remain calm and collected, focusing on what you can control and letting go of the rest. In order to not only handle the challenges of dating with grace and confidence, but also develop a stronger, more self-assured version of yourself, number 5, establish high five. Make clear plans and keep your peace of mind while doing so. Establish high standards for yourself as a man. You shouldn't limit yourself to just one option or settle for less than you deserve. If you commit to a woman, honor that commitment fully. If you're still exploring your options, aim high and seek out opportunities. This is especially important when a woman is playing hard to get. Genuinely valuable partners steer clear of blind dates and decisions based only on appearance, which can frequently result in heartbreak and disappointment. Ladies who think they're quite attractive sometimes exhibit manipulative or childish behavior. Instead, look for a woman who enhances your life and upholds the high standards you've set for yourself. One way to put this into practice is how you handle a woman who is being difficult to get. Rather than pursuing her or lowering your standards in an attempt to win her over, keep your cool and keep your attention on your own development and values. Women who cherish sincere confidence and self-respect may find you more appealing when you send out strong signals that you value your time and yourself. It can be tempting to pursue a lady more aggressively, or to reduce your standards when she plays hard to get. But a Stoic approach would be to ignore her actions and concentrate on your own values and character instead. Engage in conversation with ladies who transcend trivial games and exhibit attributes that coincide with your principles. To create a fulfilling and balanced life, choose women who are well educated, understand their role in a partnership, and show loyalty by upholding high standards and surrounding yourself with positive and inspiring people. Rather than getting sucked into a woman's game, you evaluate her actions against your standards and move on without regret if she doesn't match the qualities you value. Your high standards shield you from squandering time and effort on unfulfilling relationships. Upholding high standards means not accepting for mediocrity in any area of your life, including your relationships. It means appreciating your value and setting high expectations for yourself. This attitude is consistent with Stoic ideals, highlighting the significance of wisdom in self-control and personal development. If you're still with us after reading this far, please take a moment to leave a comment or type "Uphold high standards." Your input keeps us inspired and helps us make better videos in the future. Let's get back to it. The sixth, find your life's meaning. If she is being difficult to get, it could be because she thinks you are not as valuable as she thinks you are. However, you have the power to alter this view. Instead, seek for something truly meaningful in your life by traveling the world and doing in-depth introspection. Begin by taking a close look at yourself to determine your special traits. Observe successful people in their dating lives to identify qualities they may possess that you may not have. Develop an adventurous spirit to stay away from leading a routine life. Discovering your mission entails appreciating your value and talents. Many individuals lead aimless lives with little influence, but you should want to be extraordinary and approach every day with a mindset focused on making a significant contribution. When you concentrate on finding your purpose, you align yourself with Stoic values. According to the Stoics, living in harmony with your nature and serving the greater good brings true fulfillment. Marcus Aurelius once remarked that the thoughts in one's head create their own color. So when one's mind is filled with passion and purpose, one becomes more attractive and self-assured. Imagine a man who commits to improving himself, not just to attract women, but also for his own personal development, pursuing his passions, succeeding in his work, and keeping close bonds with friends and family. This type of man automatically gains attraction because he radiates self-assurance and purpose. Living with purpose also means setting goals and putting in a lot of effort to achieve them. These goals could be career advancement, maintaining good health and fitness, or developing enjoyable hobbies. As you grow and change, your newfound confidence and sense of direction will naturally attract others, including the woman who played hard to get. She will see a man who is passionate about life, driven by purpose, and not easily swayed by external validation. This inner strength and clarity of purpose are incredibly appealing. In the game of attraction, number 7 must stay in her domain. It's crucial to be present in her life. This doesn't entail hounding her with messages or persistently attempting to strike up a discussion. Rather, it involves quietly being there at events where she'll be present, disrupting her perception of you and making an impression. This might be social gatherings, get-togethers with mutual friends, or community activities. You should dress to impress and go a little bit above and beyond the social norm to stand out. When she sees you looking put together, it will challenge her ego and grab her attention. Epicus, the ancient Stoic philosopher, famously remarked, "Know who you are first and then dress to impress." By looking your best, you'll not only make her take attention, but also interact with other gorgeous ladies in these situations and feel more confident. This is showing her your social worth when she observes you engaging with people without forcing a conversation or openly flirting. It makes you seem more valuable and helps her realize that maybe her games are preventing her from experiencing certain things. Here is a real-world illustration. Imagine yourself attending a mutual friend's birthday party. You show up looking your best, exude confidence, and remain composed the entire evening. You strike up interesting conversations with a number of people, including a couple stunning women. She can't help but notice how nicely you handle yourself and the attention you get from others, because you're not ignoring her, but you're also not actively seeking her out. You can't control her feelings or actions, but you can control how you present yourself and interact with others. By remaining present in her life without coming across as desperate or overly eager, you demonstrate self-respect and confidence. This approach is in line with the Stoic principle of controlling what you can and accepting what you can't. Essential characteristics that pique her interest when she sees you interacting with other gorgeous ladies. It makes people feel competitive and rethink things. In conclusion, the Stoic approach to staying in her sphere involves a balance of presence and patience. Stay confident, be your best self, and engage socially without seeking validation from her. By doing this, you embody the wisdom of Stoicism and naturally attract the attention and respect you deserve. It's not about making her jealous. Rather, it's about showing her that you are desirable and valued by others. This can lead her to reconsider her stance and recognize that you're not someone who will wait around endlessly. Eighth, set higher goals for yourself. When a lady is being difficult to get, it's the ideal moment to put your own development and goals back in the forefront. Invest your attention in establishing and accomplishing higher objectives. Many people think their accomplishments are at their peak, yet there is always room for further excellence. Keep in mind that the sky is just the beginning. Aspire to be the CEO rather than just a high-ranking employee. Don't settle for a small business dream of owning a grand mall. Instead, pursue educational opportunities that will challenge your knowledge and abilities. Start a side project that you are passionate about that may become something important. Every accomplishment you make should be a springboard for even bigger goals. Make it a daily challenge to better yourself in some way. A man who pursues his goals with unwavering determination exudes a magnetic confidence that is both powerful and alluring. For instance, when working on a big project at work, rather than just finishing it, you decide to take on more responsibility, lead the team, and make sure the project meets or surpasses expectations. Your commitment and diligence have paid off, leading to a promotion that you deserve. This is advantageous for your career as well as for your confidence and attractiveness. Men who exhibit drive and achievement are inherently attractive to women because these traits indicate dependability and capacity. Your elevated status and self-assuredness will naturally draw the attention of women who are impressed by your ambition and achievements. When she sees you thriving and continually pushing your boundaries, she will be intrigued by your determination and success. Playing hard to get will become irrelevant because your elevated status and self-assuredness make you a desirable and captivating individual. Embrace your ambitions, let them fuel your journey to greater heights, and watch as your efforts not only bring personal satisfaction, but also attract envy from others. When dealing with a lady who is acting clingy, it's critical to assess and modify your strategy because her actions are frequently a reflection of her fears or manipulative tendencies rather than an indication of your value. First, stand back and evaluate how your present strategies are impacting the circumstance. This means focusing on your own personal growth and upholding your own standards, rather than constantly trying to adapt to her changing behavior. For example, if you find yourself texting her frequently or always being available, try cutting back on your availability and instead investing that time in activities that enrich your life, like pursuing hobbies, improving your skills, or spending time with friends who uplift you. This shift in focus will not only make you feel better, but also show her that you value your own time and interests. When you pursue someone who is playing hard to get, you are effectively giving them control over your emotions. The goal is to avoid falling into a cycle of frustration and disappointment. By concentrating on your own growth and adhering to your values, you create a healthier dynamic that returns the power to you as epic. 'Tis judiciously observed. What counts is how you respond to what occurs to you, not what happens to you. This implies that you have power over how you respond to her actions, and you can take charge of the circumstance by deciding on a course of action that puts your well-being first. Additionally, take the long view into account. Stoicism helps us to see the wider picture and avoid getting hung up on fleeting setbacks. Consider whether this connection is right for you. In the long term, you want to interact with someone who is dynamic. Does she bring value to your life, or does her conduct stress you out more than it's worth? By valuing and modifying your strategy, you may enhance your life and develop an inner power that draws people to you. This leads to a harmonious and courteous relationship in which you uphold your dignity and self-respect, rather than allowing other people's games to control you. In the end, this strategy will result in more satisfying relationships, since you will attract individuals who appreciate you for who you are when you value your time and yourself. This mentality change is helpful in all facets of life, not just romantic relationships. Number 10. Accentuate your own development. The best thing to do when a lady is trying too hard to acquire what she wants is to put money into improving yourself. This method, which is based on Stoic philosophy, helps you to concentrate on improving yourself, which makes you less vulnerable to deception and mind games. Seneca observantly pointed out, luck is the result of preparation meeting opportunity. By continuously bettering yourself, you become less dependent on other people's actions for your happiness and sense of worth. Instead of overanalyzing other people's behavior or questioning their motivations, focus your energy on acquiring new skills, hobbies, and ambitions. Whether it's taking up a musical instrument, learning a new language, advancing in your career, or increasing your physical fitness, these activities boost your self-esteem and confidence. When you set and meet personal milestones, you create a strong foundation of self-worth that is independent of outside validation. Consider a scenario in which you prioritize your work, take on difficult tasks, look for mentorship, and constantly improve your abilities as you succeed professionally. Your sense of accomplishment and self-assurance increase as a result of your success, and these traits also make you more appealing to others and less susceptible to the tricks a woman may play. You develop into a person who is respected for your accomplishments and moral qualities, rather than someone who looks to other people for approval. By focusing on your own development, you can develop qualities like discipline, patience, and resilience. This is in keeping with the Stoic practice of living according to your principles. These attributes improve both your personal and professional lives and increase your attractiveness in interpersonal interactions, essentially concentrating on improving oneself. You'll find that you naturally attract women who value your power and confidence when a woman plays hard to get. This improves your life and changes the dynamic of your relationships as you develop, lessening the influence of any tricks or alterations. This change not only makes you more attractive, but it also gives you the ability to control your emotional responses, which is in line with the Stoic principles of self-mastery and resilience. As we conclude our discussion of how to handle the difficult game of hard to get, remember, the true power of Stoicism is in controlling your reactions rather than changing the result. By keeping your composure and concentrating on your actions and responses, you not only uphold your integrity and attract people who genuinely value your steadfastness and integrity. Now, Waters is about improving your own life and emotional well-being, not about subduing or defeating her. Being so, take a moment to consider your Stoic values the next time you find yourself perplexed by her distant behavior. If you found these thoughts helpful, don't forget to hit the like button. If you empower yourself to respond with composure and purpose, you'll turn what appears like a setback into a stepping stone for personal progress. For more advice on controlling your interactions and keeping a Stoic attitude, watch the suggested films on your screen and leave a comment with your ideas or experiences. Your participation enables us to develop and keep offering insightful information. Subscribe for more insightful videos that will give you the courage and grace to deal with the challenges of life.